everyone, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Bricks Originals! And for this episode, we will be featuring the LEGO compatible custom Jurassic Park novel Hadrosaurus. But before we get a move on with this video, I would like to say thanks to youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. Also, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please also follow me on my social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also follow me at LYKA, which is only available here in the Philippines but will be global soon. Please support my channel by not skipping the ads on all my videos. Thanks everyone! The Guess This PC contest winners will be announced at the end of the video, but first, here is how you can actually join. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. And in the homepage, you will see there the button for the community link. Just click that and you will see all my posts. Thanks everyone! This shall be a request granted. Let's move on with the making of the Hadrosaurus. First up, planning. So initially I had this sketch of the Hadrosaurus and I traced the elements or the kit bash portions of the figure itself. So here it is, I'm just showing it to you, and here is the assembled portion of the kit bash Hadrosaurus to be. It may not look like much at the beginning, but in the end, I think it actually did look a little bit like that of the Hadrosaurus. So after the sculpting phase, I added several more details such as the scoots on the back, which actually added a little bit of, detailing touch to it. To tell you the truth, there isn't much references when I was actually looking for images of the Hadrosaurus, but nonetheless, I looked at the description in the wiki page of the Hadrosaurus for Jurassic Park and just followed through with how it actually is described. Okay, so after the sculpting and the details being done, I put on the primer. The primer I used here is Bosnia number 68 in gray. After which, I followed through with the colors that is actually indicated in the illustration or the render that is done by Hellraptor. I think he's a really good artist and he actually did a series of images of all the dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park novel. And so I got this Hadrosaurus from one of his images. I took it as an inspiration, but still, I had an artist freehand on how I will be able to, interpret it in a Lego form. So I'm just following through with a few of the purples as well as the pinks on the underside and the underbelly of this particular dinosaur. I think it's really cool and the contrast of colors is really well done. The Hadrosaur in the Wikipedia page actually is described with a beak that is overbite to its lower jaw, and the lower jaw is not very visible. So it is actually rendered in the sculpt that I did here. Other detailing such as this lighter purple on the underside speckles are actually also carried through, which is very similar to what Hellraptor actually did on his picture. Stripes of white with a little bit of yellow and black is applied to the tail, and also a stripe of white also running from the neck towards the tail is actually also done. I was actually thinking that these dinosaurs wouldn't have such straight lines on the as markings on the body, so I wanted it to have a little bit of a jagged look to it. So moving on with paint, started on painting the details on the head. The head will have this white patch to it, which is I think an ingenious move for Hellraptor. Some of the paleo artists that I've done with other Hadrosaur families will actually also do this. I also wanted the scoots on the back to stand out, so I mixed a little bit of darker purple to it so that it will have a different color with that on the back. After this, I followed through with, of course, continuing on with the detail paint such as the nails, the beak, and also the eyes. One of the very last details I've actually painted on the Hadrosaurus would be the beak. I wanted it to have a different color, such as how Hellraptor did it. So here it is. And that's about it for our making of the Hadrosaurus. We can now move on with the next portion of this video. It's time for us to assemble bricks. You can do it, and let's vault in. And for this part of the video, let's count the number of parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 8 parts to it. Let's start by connecting the head to the neck part. There you go. Now let's connect this piece to the body. Alright, now it's time for us to connect the arms. So let's start with the right and then with the left. Now let's move on with the legs. This time let's start with the left one and then with the right. And the last piece would be the tail. Voila! And that completes our LEGO compatible custom Hadrosaurus. It is now time for us to have a closer look on the Hadrosaurus. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce to you the fourth member of the Extinct Bricks family. This is GCL. Hey everyone, I'm GCL. So you may have remembered GCL as the winner of the Dino Wiz contest for 2020. One of GCL's prizes is actually to have a request of a dinosaur, and actually the Hadrosaurus is his request for me to actually create or customize. And since he requested this one, he will be the one, or his minifigure will be the one introducing the Hadrosaurus. So congratulations again, GCL. Again, the Hadrosaurus is actually based off from the Jurassic Park novel version of the Hadrosaurus, as depicted by Hellraptor. So looking at it closely, you can see that the colors of the Hadrosaurus is very much similar to that of the rendered image. It has several scutes to it and also speckles on the sides. The contrast of colors on this Hadrosaurus is really pretty. It has this pink underbelly and a gradient of purple going dark purple on the back. For the articulation, it can actually move its head like so, and then turn its neck like so. Very much similar to my other Hadrosaurus. It can move its legs and it can also twist its tail. Okay, so that's it for the closer look on the Hadrosaurus. We can now proceed with the size comparisons. And of course, for the size comparisons, GCL will be coming back for size comparison for a human versus a dinosaur size. And we shall be comparing also with my other customs. Okay, so let's have GCL stand by the Hadrosaurus. You can see that comparing it with the actual image of the size comparisons with a human is almost the same and is proportionate to the minifigure size. Okay, so let's move on with the first comparison. This is the Extinct Bricks Parasaurolophus. This Parasaurolophus is actually based off from the Jurassic Park and also Jurassic World renders of the Parasaurolophus. It has this brown crown to it. The differences would be mainly the articulation on the legs, and of course the Hadrosaurus doesn't have this crest on the top of its head. Okay, it also has the same number of studs on the back. Okay, let's now move on to the next comparison. This is the Extinct Bricks Corythosaurus. Similar to the Parasaurolophus, this Corythosaurus is actually based off from the Jurassic World version of the Corythosaurus. Comparing it in size, they actually both have the same base figures to it, and the size is pretty much the same. They would both have the same number of studs, and yeah, the main difference would be the colors, of course, and the head itself. Since the Corythosaurus will have this round crown of crest on its head, and also the articulation on the arms is also present in the Corythosaurus and absent in this particular Hadrosaurus. Definitely the head sculpts will be different. The Hadrosaurus will have this overlap of beak to it, while the Corythosaurus doesn't have. Okay, so moving on to the next comparison, this is the Extinct Bricks Lambeosaurus. This Lambeosaurus is actually based off from the prehistoric kingdom Lambeosaurus. This Hadrosaur is actually one of my favorites. I really love the colors, the contrast of the pinks on the crest, and also the stripes on the body. I guess this is one of my favorites still. Well, anyways, the Hadrosaurus is actually equally colorful as that of the Labiosaurus, except that, of course, the head of the Hadrosaurus is pretty simple compared to the elaborate crest of the Labiosaurus. Okay, so last but not the least of all my comparisons, this is the Extinct Bricks, Jurassic World, and Montosaurus. Definitely, the size is very different compared to that of the Hadrosaurus. As with my other hadrosaurs such as the Parasaurolophus, Corythosaurus, and Labiosaurus, they are all smaller in size compared to the Edmontosaurus. You can see from the side view that the back is much more taller on the Labiosaurus even if they're on the same stance. Comparing the heads, you can see that the Edmontosaurus has a larger head compared to that of the Hadrosaurus. It also has this small crest on top of its head. Looking at it from the top view, you can see that the Edmontosaurus is much longer than that of the Hadrosaurus. Okay, so that's about it for our size comparisons. We can now move on with Extinct Bricks PC Roll Call. But before we do so, please check out the videos on all my hadrosaurs in the Extinct Bricks playlist. You can see them there. Just search it up and please watch them after watching the Hadrosaurus video. Okay, so let's start with the roll call. First, this is the Jurassic World Montosaurus, Jurassic World Corythosaurus, Jurassic Park or / Jurassic World Parasaurolophus, the Prehistoric Kingdom Labiosaurus, and the star of the show, this is the Hadrosaurus from the Jurassic Park novel. And we're about to end the video. It is now time for us to have some last looks on the Hadrosaurus. The Hadrosaurus actually came from the Greek words hadros meaning bulky and saurus meaning lizard. Thus it is known as the bulky lizard. It actually lived in the late Cretaceous period around 80 to 78 million years ago and is part of the Hadrosauridae family. This bulky duck-billed dinosaur can grow up to a length of 26 feet, a weight of 4,000 kilograms, and a height of 10 feet. Bulky indeed! Vroom 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 vroom! The Extinct Bricks members are actually happy herding the Hadrosaurus! And that about ends our video on the Hadrosaurus. I hope you like it as much as I did. It is now time for us to announce the Guess Who's PC contest winners. And we have 10 lucky picks as usual, and they are as follows: Red Wolf Welcome, Sharon Rosamanda, Dinosaurus Imperius, Eric Mondragon Valier, Fenrir the Black, Cezanne Jimenez, Mikhail Kostyanov, Joseph Speckhugger, Bizarre Mars, and Floppy! Congratulations everyone! And now for our top 10 winners! Jurassic 2, 42 ostriches, Red Medusa, Godzilla Dinosaurs, Lizards and all, Mega Flowers, Mr. T-Rex, G's Projects, Sean Saber Cordelia, Eduardo Oliveira, and Matthew Omar. Congratulations everyone, and I'll see you on the next Guess Who's PC contest! Also, our babies Moira and Asher has their own vlog now, The Adventures of Moira and Asher. Please check out their videos and support their channel by subscribing. And as we always would say, let your inner Dino Brick roar!